the paradox of choice. Navigating free will in a divinely decreed universe, a Sufi perspective. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Sufi. Essence with Hammad Syed. Have you ever felt caught between two profound truths? The undeniable reality that you make choices every day, yet the equally firm belief that nothing happens outside Allah's perfect plan. It's a paradox that has puzzled thinkers for millennia. Do we truly have free will? Or is every step of our journey already written? Today we embark on a deep dive into the paradox of choice, navigating free will in a divinely decreed universe. Exploring this intricate dance between human agency and divine decree from a unique Sufi perspective. Prepare to have your perceptions challenged and your understanding deepened. Part 1. The Scientific Mirror. Are we just biological machines? Analytical and questioning tone? Let's start with a modern mirror. Recent scientific discussions, fueled by studies suggesting unconscious brain activity precedes conscious decisions, often lead to headlines proclaiming free will is an illusion. The argument goes, if our brains initiate actions before we're even aware of choosing them, are we just complex biological machines, robots running a pre-programmed code? This perspective, in its extreme, reduces human experience to a series of determined reactions, raising profound questions about accountability, morality, and purpose. This is where the Western scientific lens often clashes with our intuitive sense of agency. If my brain decided before I did, then am I truly responsible? Part 2. The Quranic foundation, dual realities, but Islam presents a more encompassing reality. The Holy Quran, our primary source. It doesn't simplify this to and either, or Quran 4-78. And indeed, we have created all things with Qadar, Quran 54-49. It presents both the absolute sovereignty of Allah and the genuine capacity for human choice. Allah's absolute will, Qada, say everything is from Allah. These verses affirm that Allah's knowledge and decree encompass everything. Quran 41 minutes and 46 seconds. And critically, and we showed him the two ways of good and evil. Quran 92:10. Nothing occurs outside his ultimate will. Our very capacity to will is granted by him, and you do not will except that Allah wills, the Lord of the worlds. Quran 81-29. This establishes Allah as the ultimate orchestrator, the prime mover, human choice and responsibility. Yet, parallel to this, the Quran commands us, holds us accountable, gives us clear choices. There shall be no compulsion in religion. Quran 2-256. Bukhari, Muslim. Whoever does righteousness, it is for his own soul, and whoever does evil, does so against it. The very concept of judgment day, reward, and punishment hinges on our genuine capacity to choose. A robot cannot be held accountable for its programming. Part 3. The prophetic guidance. Act for everyone is eased. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, beautifully reconciled this paradox. When companions asked him if everything is written, why should we bother acting? He responded, act, for everyone is eased towards that for which he was created. This is a pivotal teaching. It tells us that while the outcome is known to Allah, our actions are the very means by which that outcome unfolds. The Sufi realizes that our independent will is itself a manifestation of the divine will. But ultimately, the power to choose, the very act of willing, is gifted and sustained by Allah. Our striving, our prayers, our choices, these are all integral parts of the divine decree itself. Allah's foreknowledge doesn't negate our agency, rather it perfectly encompasses it. It's like knowing what a freely choosing person will choose, without compelling them. Part 4. The Sufi perspective. Unveiling the oneness. For the Sufi, this isn't just an intellectual puzzle. It's an experiential truth that leads to profound inner peace and deeper Tawhid divine oneness. The illusion of separate will. At higher stations of awareness, the feeling of I choose is a reality within our limited perception. This isn't determinism. It's a realization of ultimate dependence and unity. Surrender and contentment. Tawakkul and Rida. This understanding leads to profound tawakkul, trust in Allah, and Rida, contentment with divine decree. Knowing that everything is ultimately from Allah's perfect wisdom brings immense inner peace. The Sufi actively strives for good, knowing their effort is part of the divine command, but then fully accepts the outcome, understanding it is Allah's will. There is no anxiety, only surrender. Part 5. The Matrix of Divine Light. Everything is newer. You spoke of a digital system or matrix, and that everything is only his newer, pretending to be me, you, a bird, universe. This resonates deeply with Sufi metaphysics. We are commanded to strive, to choose good, to worship. For the Sufi, the entire cosmos is a manifestation of Allah's light. Each perceived thing is a unique tajalli, a wave in the ocean of Allah's being, distinct yet inseparable from the ultimate reality. What it all was, unity of existence. The highest realization is that there is truly nothing but Allah. What we perceive as separate entities, including our individual selves, are ephemeral forms within the one reality. This doesn't negate their existence, but places it in its proper context as utterly contingent on the divine. Realizing that true freedom lies in willing what Allah wills, and true peace comes from aligning our heart with the flow of His divine decree. The pen's story as divine knowledge. The pre-written story by the pen is Allah's perfect and eternal knowledge, not a coercive script. It is the comprehensive record of how His light will manifest, including the choices of conscious beings, which are themselves reflections of His attributes of will and power. Part 6. The Paradox Resolved. Active surrender. So, how do we live with this paradox? Embrace responsibility. We act as if our choices are entirely free, because for our level of perception, they are. This is our human responsibility. Cultivate inner trust. Simultaneously, we cultivate deep trust that the ultimate outcome is in Allah's hands. This frees us from anxiety over results. Witness the divine hand. The Sufi continuously seeks to see Allah's hand in everything. In success and failure, joy and sorrow, conscious choice and unconscious impulse. This dissolves the illusion of separate power. The goal is proximity. Our journey isn't to solve the paradox intellectually, but to live it experientially. The destination is always closer to the one where distinctions ultimately dissolve. Part 7. The Fate of Souls and the Final Oneness. Regarding Allah creating some for heaven and some for hell, and His will to fill hell, this is a manifestation of His absolute justice and knowledge. It signifies that Allah, in His perfect wisdom, knows who will choose disbelief and disobedience. Their destiny is the consequence of their own chosen path, not a forced imposition. In the grand cosmic scheme, all things emanate from the One and ultimately return to the One, signifying the absolute. Pervasive reality of Allah, the journey of existence, with all its seeming dualities, resolves into pure Tawhid. The paradox of choice is not a weakness in our understanding, but a profound invitation to a deeper spiritual reality. It encourages us to live with conscious effort, while resting in absolute trust in the divine. May we all be granted the wisdom to navigate this beautiful paradox and draw ever closer to the One. If this exploration resonated with you, please like this video, subscribe to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Till our next profound unveiling.